Following his big win last weekend, footage of Curmel Moton destroying Terence Crawford in sparring has been circulating widely.
Actually, make this difficult. Yeah, his rhythm is a little different. If he can get space.
The clips show Moton's dominance, and fans are taking notice as the footage makes its rounds across the boxing community. It was the extra evidence his naysayers needed to finally understand that he's truly the real deal. Those who doubted him now have little room to deny his growing dominance and undeniable talent in the ring.
Than Shakur Stevenson when he was 14. You see the speed on display, go into the body with the left hooks.
Curmel Moton's appearance on the Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal undercard was a dream come true, not just for the 18-year-old boxer, but for many of his fans, who had eagerly awaited his debut on such a grand stage. His presence at such a high-profile event marked a significant milestone in his young career, and it was a moment that many had been anticipating with excitement, as it symbolized his rising star in the boxing world. Curmel Moton performed so well against Terence Crawford in sparring that many fans flocked to the comment section, speculating that the session was either staged or that Bud Crawford was holding back against the rising star. One fan tweeted, "Bud won't want to hit him in return and maybe just wants to feel his power." Another wrote, "Some sparring sessions are to test the power of the opponent. I don't think he'll own Bud this much." A third fan quipped, "Curmel Moton is freaking too good for his age." This surge of attention came after Moton recently defeated a man twice his age in the fourth fight of his professional career. On fight night, the 18-year-old prodigy, praised by none other than Floyd Mayweather Jr., who also walked him to the ring, stopped Nikolai Buzolin in the second round. This victory took place on the undercard of the highly anticipated Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal fight at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, further cementing Moton's place as a rising star in the boxing world.
Buzolin looks like a serial killer. Had to say it.
Meanwhile, Moton is the big deal, but he's also a babyface assassin.
Curmel Moton, 18, of Las Vegas, who last fought in March and went the distance for the first time as a pro, defeating the previously unbeaten Anthony Cuba in an 8-round fight, took a few minutes to feel out Nikolai Buzolin before finding his timing. Once he settled in, Moton showcased his skill and precision, quickly taking control of the fight, ultimately leading to his impressive second-round stoppage of Buzolin.
Moton's doing a good job when he covers up to throwing back. He'll eat a shot, but he'll throw a rip.
After scoring first-round knockouts against his first two professional opponents in quick succession last September and November, Curmel Moton took a step up in competition with an 8-round test in March. He summarily dismantled the unbeaten Anthony Cuba, dominating the fight and blanking him on all three scorecards. This impressive performance took place on the undercard of the Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora fight, further solidifying Moton's reputation as a rising star with immense potential. Nikolai Buzolin marked the oldest and most experienced opponent Curmel Moton had faced as a pro, but Moton viewed Saturday's matchup as just another step in his rapid journey through the ranks. Despite the challenge, he remained focused on progressing and honing his skills, seeing each fight as a crucial milestone in his ascent toward the top of the boxing world. "This is another step for me and another chance for me to show my skill set and keep getting my name out there," Moton said at Wednesday's press conference, his presence there speaking volumes about what fight organizers think of his future. "I'm going to show out and take everything I worked on in the gym into the ring." His confidence and determination reflect the hard work he's been putting in, as he continues to rise through the ranks and establish himself as a future star in the sport.
Into the sweet science, and we've already chronicled how he met Floyd Mayweather, and now under the tutelage of one of the all-time...
The 36-year-old Nikolai Buzolin hails from Tumen, Russia, but now fights out of Brooklyn, New York. Although he has lost 4 fights in a row, Buzolin turned in a competitive showing against recent world title challenger Firgal McCrory last November. Despite his recent struggles, his experience and toughness make him a formidable opponent, adding an extra layer of challenge for the young Curmel Moton.
35 of 82 compared to 5 of 36 for Buzolin, and 17-0 in terms of body shots. And
Moton is the favorite, but the hope is that Buzolin can offer a tough challenge and provide the kind of early-stage test that will aid Moton's ongoing development. For his part, Moton aims to continue his trend of spectacular quick exits in the ring. Moton remarked, "Going 8 rounds in my last fight allowed me to showcase my skill set, but we don't get paid for overtime. Everyone should expect me to end this one early."
Because
Like a parka so far.
It's an 18-year-old punching. He's a grown man at 36. But how much is he going to be able to take? And is Jack going to jump in and stop it?
Curmel Moton dropped Buzolin, a 36-year-old from Brooklyn, New York, with a left hook to the body at the end of the first round. In the second round, Moton ramped up the pressure and output, leaving Buzolin fighting more to survive than to win. Curmel Moton's punches became increasingly ferocious, forcing his opponent, Buzolin, to cover up on the ropes. The referee, Jack Rice, eventually waved off the fight, declaring Moton the winner. Following this impressive performance, a fan who was possibly present during the sparring session released footage showcasing Moton's skills against Terence Crawford. Indeed, Curmel Moton's performance against Terence Crawford in sparring showcased his remarkable skills. Despite not stopping Crawford, Moton's ability to dominate the session and repeatedly test the world champion's limits indicates his exceptional talent and potential. This performance sets him apart as a standout prospect in the boxing world. This highlights the exceptional skill and potential Curmel Moton is expected to bring to the ring. Shakur Stevenson, reflecting on his own experience, described a sparring session with Terence Crawford at a similar age as the toughest beating he ever endured, underscoring the high level of talent and determination Moton is set to bring to boxing.
You know, none of them beat my ass. Only person I can say beat my ass to this day and being realistic is Terence Crawford when I was like younger.
And you sparred him?
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson has described a grueling sparring session with Terence Crawford in 2015 as a pivotal moment in his career. Despite his own success, Stevenson believes Curmel Moton, who is set to surpass even his achievements, will reach even greater heights in boxing.
That's
I was like 17. I was 17 though.
You got an L on your jacket too. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah,
You
right.
with me.
I'll take it. I ain't tripping.
Fucking L on
Terence
his jacket.
Crawford.
Terence Crawford tighten him up.
Yeah, he did.
That's a dark-skinned little dude.
Shakur Stevenson has established himself as a prominent figure in U.S. boxing, winning world titles in 3 weight classes. He currently holds the WBC lightweight belt and remains undefeated in his professional career, with opponents struggling to land significant punches against him.
Yeah, he got me when I was like 17, man.
He did.
Damn.
You
I sparred him 100 times after that though. Like, it's
So you up after that one time?
At just 17, Shakur Stevenson faced current pound-for-pound star Terence Crawford, who was 9 years his senior. This challenging sparring session was crucial for Stevenson, providing invaluable experience to bridge the gap between his amateur career and his professional aspirations.
Nah, I don't speak on sparring and say I'm up, especially not with my brother. It's good work.
Yeah.
That's my nigga.
But
So sparring don't count?
But he tightened you up, huh?
Yeah, when I was 17, he beat my
Sparring
ass.
don't
He beat the
count.
shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
Shakur Stevenson recounted how he requested sparring rounds with Crawford when he was 17. He didn't anticipate the intensity of the session, which became a humbling experience that taught him he wasn't the best and needed to improve.
He fucked
So
me up.
hold up. So it's a rule that sparring don't count?
I mean, it's not. It's like a written rule that of like, you know what happened is because he might go to spar.
Moton shared that during their sparring session, Crawford dominated him intensely. Despite the session being only 2 or 3 rounds of 4 minutes each, Crawford's skill left a lasting impression on him. Moton recounted a particularly harsh sparring session with Crawford, describing it as the worst beating he ever endured.
Or in the day, and he might just be specifically working on something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He might be. You know what I'm
Your
saying?
coach might handicap.
Despite the tough experience, he acknowledged Crawford's significant impact on his growth as a
Or
fighter.
in the day, and he might just be specifically working on something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He might be. You know what I'm
Your
saying?
coach might handicap.
Moton credits Bud Crawford as a major influence in his development, highlighting Crawford's role in helping him recognize the different levels of competition and motivating him to elevate his game.
Rounds, I'm talking so crazy, like, and this is one of the one times that
At 17, Moton recognized his own exceptional talent and drive, reflecting on his impressive achievements in tournaments. Despite his youth, he was determined to continually improve, focusing on becoming stronger and better to hold his own in future matches, especially against top opponents like Davis.
No speed.
Now, pump. Roll up under there and go back to work.
In a revealing recollection, Curmel Moton reflected on a defining sparring session with Gervonta Davis, a standout memory in his early boxing journey. "I was nervous at first," Moton admitted, recalling the anticipation of facing Davis at just 15 years old. However, the session unfolded as a harmonious dance of agility rather than brute force. "We were both going speed for speed," Moton described, emphasizing the technical and strategic nature of the encounter rather than raw power.
Help bring more attention to Tank versus Frank Martin fight. Promotion surely ain't free, and this brings more eyes to the table to buy more pay-per-view perhaps. Therefore, if Curmel Moton fighting on the undercard is not gonna worse.
Contrary to expectations, Gervonta Davis didn't unleash his full power during their sparring session. "He wasn't really trying to knock me out or anything like that," Moton shared, comparing the experience to a chess match, a strategic and intellectual exchange that was both fun and highly instructive for him. Moton was barely 8 years old when he first entered the Mayweather gym, and under their tutelage, the Salt Lake City-born boxer sharpened his skills, eventually building an impressive amateur resume.
Like replay that experience for me, like you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous.
On September 30th of last year, Curmel Moton had a watershed moment as the world watched him fight professionally. After his bout against Anthony Cuba, Mayweather was interviewed and asked about both the fight and his relationship with Moton. When asked about Moton's emphatic win, Mayweather responded, "I'm not surprised. It's what we expected. He's a special talent, and we've built a strong relationship over the years."
He get to a certain level, we gotta let Canelo come here. You know, no disrespect.
Mayweather expressed his pride in Curmel Moton, saying, "I'm not surprised. This is what we planned. Anyone who's seen Moton knows he's headed for the top, and this is just part of the journey. I discovered him long ago, and he's done incredible things at such a young age, winning numerous belts and amateur championships. He's only getting better." Mayweather also praised Moton's attitude and work ethic, highlighting his dedication.
I'm proud of you, and I'm pretty sure they got a few questions.
Mayweather described Moton as a humble and disciplined young fighter, saying, "He keeps his head down, and he's very dedicated. You won't get anywhere if you don't stay focused. He's only 3 fights in and has a long way to go. There's no reason to be proud of amateur records. Only the pro records matter, and he's still early in his journey. He's got to stay low-key." When asked about his relationship with Curmel Moton and the comparison to being the next Floyd Mayweather Jr., Mayweather responded, "We've got a decent relationship. We promote him and run his bouts, but individually we have a good connection too. We've been close since he started, and I've mentored him closely, so we're good." Mayweather also offered more praise and encouragement for Curmel Moton, saying, "All I say to him is to keep firing, keep moving, and he's going to get there."
He had big expectations, but did you expect a first-round knockout? Like, this guy got him out of there in 1 round.
"He can go as far as beating my record. He can do way more than I did. He's a great guy, and we saw that on Saturday. He's going to take the boxing world by storm." Curmel Moton, mentored by Floyd Mayweather, is seen as boxing's next big thing. Backed by champions like Errol Spence Jr. and Shakur Stevenson, Moton has already secured 3 professional wins. Despite the growing hype, he stays focused and determined, with Mayweather believing he could be the next big name in boxing.
Unbelievable performance. I'm proud of him. We got Curmel. We got some more young fighters up and coming, but tonight was his night. And
in an older interview when Curmel Moton was younger, Floyd Mayweather endorsed him as potentially the next big name in boxing, even suggesting that he could be the next Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather, 46, stated, "We don't know who's going to be the next Floyd Mayweather, but I truly believe this could be the next Floyd Mayweather." Despite the immense praise and rising expectations surrounding Moton, the young talent remains cool, calm, and collected, continuing to focus on his growth and development in the sport. His grounded attitude, even with such high accolades, demonstrates his maturity and focus as he progresses through his career.
It's going to be another young fighter night, but we're happy with the victory. We're going to keep moving. Good experience tonight. He fought a guy that was undefeated, and we're going to keep it moving. I'm proud of him.
In an interview, Curmel Moton expressed confidence in his ability to handle the immense pressure, stating, "I can handle the pressure. I've been putting in work my whole life and I'm used to it. I've been doing this since I was a little kid, so it's nothing new to me." Nicknamed Big Deal, Moton is currently mentored by Floyd Mayweather and has recently turned professional. His 3rd career win came against Anthony Cuba, and many in the boxing world have repeatedly tipped him to go all the way to the top. With his talent and determination, He is well on his way to becoming a future champion. Curmel Moton revealed that Floyd Mayweather told him, "I'm going to be a future world champion." That's the goal.
Come on, Kevin. I need you.
We asked you to fight. You're in here.
What?
How did you feel? Tell us
You're
how you
right.
felt in your. Tell us how you felt.
Hold on.
Yo. I got one. Hey, Curmel, what's up?
To be the best in the sport one day, we're going to keep working hard and we're going to get there. Alongside Mayweather's endorsement, fans have also showered Moton with praise, with some even referring to him as Tank 2.0 in comparison to Gervonta Davis. One fan believed Mayweather's ability to recognize talent was on full display, pointing out how the former world champion first spotted Moton at his gym and decided to sponsor his fights. Mayweather's early support and belief in Moton's potential further solidified the young boxers, standing as one of the sport's future stars.
Congratulations on your first win, debut. You put him out pretty quickly, you know what I'm saying? This being your first fight, was there any jitters? How did you?
Additionally, fans have labeled Curmel Moton as a beast, comparing him to Gervonta Tank Davis. One fan remarked, "Floyd definitely has an eye for real talent. This kid is a beast, just like Tank Davis." Another user commented, "I see a bit of Floyd in him. He's going to be very good." With over 18 amateur titles to his name, Curmel is arguably one of the most accomplished junior boxers in the world. He has proven to be a serious force in the ring, accumulating numerous technical knockouts and showcasing a slick and powerful style. Despite still being a young prospect,
Plenty of composure, maturity, the punch placement, the timing, the accuracy, and the reflexes already well on display.
Absolutely. Look, we watched his tapes of his first couple of fights, and he's terribly explosive. Like right there. If he starts
4 left hooks, 5 left hooks.
Yeah, he does not waste.
Moton has already sparred with some of the best boxers in the world, including Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. This experience gives him substantial credibility, even at this early stage of his career. For a 17-year-old, the expectations on Moton might seem overwhelming, but he's off to a 4-0 start in his professional career and embracing the grind it will take to reach the heights his mentor, Floyd Mayweather, achieved during his Hall of Fame career. Many insiders in the sport already recognize that something special is coming with this young talent. In an interview, Moton discussed the plan for his career, which involves him participating in swing bouts on as many PBC Amazon Prime video cards as possible to ensure he stays active and gains exposure. His journey in boxing began shortly after he turned 5 years old, with his father, Curtis Moton, introducing him to the sport.
Buzolin looks like a serial killer. Had to say it.
Meanwhile, Moton is the big deal, but he's also a baby-faced assassin.
The family moved to Las Vegas, and Curtis showed his son videos of Mayweather's fights, which inspired Curmel's dream of becoming a world champion. When asked how he ended up at Mayweather's gym, Moton detailed that he started training there and quickly caught the attention of Floyd Mayweather himself. By the age of 8, Moton was already inside the Mayweather Boxing Club, where he had the good fortune of observing Mayweather train for what would become the most lucrative fight of all time, his 2015 bout against Manny Pacquiao. "I was just studying him and watching how he did his camp," Moton recalled. Shortly after, he began sparring with other kids in the gym, and it wasn't long before people started talking about his skills. Word got back to Floyd, and that was the beginning of their close relationship. Moton credits much of his success to listening to his team and staying focused. "Believing in myself, listening to my team, dedicating myself, and working hard. It's not that hard," he said. "My dad makes sure I stay on the right track. Without him, it would be more difficult, but I know what I want to do. I don't want to let anyone down, and I know I need to focus." Curmel Moton's goal is clear. He wants to be a world champion one day, and by all accounts, he's on the right track. It's hard to argue against the fact that Moton has the tools to become a top contender or even a future champion. Considering Mayweather's track record of producing great fighters, it's no surprise that all bets are on this young prospect's success. Moton has sparred against multi-division world champions like Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, as well as top contenders such as Richardson Hitchens, Kenneth Sims, and former featherweight title holder Robeisy Ramirez. His experience in the ring with these elite fighters further solidifies his credibility as one of boxing's most exciting rising stars.